My approach is unique, but I think it'll be very helpful because we're going to cross over a number of boundaries here. And right here in front of us, we have the subject that this is Glacier National Park. I was up there a couple years ago. We were on a painting trip. And this is the subject of the painting. I did an on-the-spot piece, and you can see it's a fairly cursory. It's no way seeking a finished painting. This was a kind of a rough trip. We had a lot of wind, a lot of weather up there that fall. And this just happened to be one of the places where we could get shelter from the wind. And it was actually something that I've been looking forward to taking on. I like the looking through a screen of trees or shapes like this into another part of the landscape. And in Glacier, if you're not familiar with it, it's had a number of burns over the years, big forest fires. So you have old burn areas punctuated with fresh burn areas, and that's what this is. So the orange trees are old burn, and the really dark trees are the fresh burn. So it's trying to recover, and another fire came through. At any rate, this was totally on an abstract, in an abstract sense, was something that I really enjoy tackling. I like taking this on. So here's my on-the-spot piece, and I felt I have all the information I need. I can construct this thing, coupled with several good photographs like this, that I have some good information, photographic information I can use. So oftentimes this is the way I work outside anymore. It's just to gather concepts for compositions and new challenges and really good color notes. So I felt confident in these notes right in this area, which I was especially interested in, playing them off of these really dark darks here. And I love this, looking across this lake here and the shadow of the mountain behind it. So there's no sky in this painting. This is another aspect of this that was very intriguing to me. And I thought, whoa, look at these beautiful blue greens and blues against these oranges. And that was the impact of this when I saw it. I was on the trail and saw it, and that's what made me decide to stop and make a painted note of this. So we'll go on to the next stage, and this is where, back in the studio, this is how I would work out a color board for a pastel piece. And I'll also use a color board in oil for my pastels, but this would be, I would refer to this as my final check and for my palette. And as you can see, this is a double complement, a red and green, and down here, and orange and blue, because I knew that keying off of those notes that I mentioned here in the on the spot piece, these notes in here, especially through here, that's what I wanted to key the painting off of. That was my whole purpose for designing the double complement. So what I do is, this is just simply a piece of sanded board, pastel board, and what I do is, you can see I put I'm going to get rid of these call outs here. I will start cross hatching paint, pastel paint in the ranges that I'm looking for, that I think are going to do the job. Up here in the reds, you can see I ended up back in some more earthy reds here, but underneath you can see some brighter reds. And same down here in the greens. I just start hatching this color in, like so. And then what I do is I take a bristle brush and alcohol, and I just swipe the brush across both ways to blend and to see immediately what my mixtures are going to give. So this is basically the same way as we do in oil. And that's why I really encourage you pastel painters to, if nothing else, pardon me, to familiarize yourselves with mixing in oil, because you can mix exactly what you want. And then you can come back and you can match your pastel selection to those oil studies, or in a case like this is a crossover. This is pure and simple. And, I make no bones about it. This is the same as oil painting. I know that with this particular set of blues, let me find my little pointer thing here. This particular set of blues down here against these oranges, and you can see there's a fairly good array of oranges in there, that I'm going to get some really nice neutrals down in through here. I know what that orange blue is going to give me. What I don't know is for sure is in pastel what it's going to give me in this range right here, or in the basically in the X. I need to find out what's going to give me in the X. So this ensures that, let me get rid of some of these things. This passage right in here was particularly crucial to me because that gave me these grays in this area and through here. My options, I'll show you here in a second. Down in here, you see I was seeking this information right here. This is simply a real dark blue, super dark blue, and a deep red. So I get these really nice dark, earthy kind of violets down in here. But what many pastel painters kind of overlook or are not familiar with is that you can mix, if there's a particular color that you're seeking, you can mix it by using alcohol, water, mineral spirits, anything on that surface, and you can get exactly what you want in a pastel painting. This is basically the way I would do an underpainting for a pastel piece. Again, we'll get rid of these. If I want my underpainting, that color coming through in particular passages, to be something that I don't have a particular stick of that color, shoot, I just go ahead and mix it. And it gives you so much more freedom. What I would also encourage you to do, the pastel painters especially, is if you're not comfortable with oil paint, try gouache, because the more you learn about mixing the colors that you need, it's empowering. It just broadens enlarges your toolbox, so that and gives you the confidence to proceed when you don't think, this whole painting, I just don't have that particular set of pastels. Well, actually you do, because you can mix anything you want and then come back over the top with your pure color or your sticks of pastel. And especially you start, I didn't explain here, but say some of these earthy reds in here, if they were just hatched across these violets and these blue greens in here, they just almost become electric, and it gives you so much more range, and it's, as I said before, it's empowering. Now, once I have this set, and I'm confident that this is going to work, then in this particular case, I went ahead and made just a quick, rough little color thumbnail with some really bright colors that don't necessarily, they're sort of in the range that I'm looking for. Again, it was another reassurance to me. So, I want to go into these things just loaded with confidence that this thing's going to work. Now, here's the final painting, and it is a 32 by 35. It's a fairly large pastel piece, and even if I take this up bigger, where it's going to be kind of hard to see some of the underpainting in here, but I did exactly what we were talking about here. Is I needed some specific colors underneath. You can kind of see it over here in whoops, this one. I was going to try and move this over there in this area. So that was mixed. There's a lot going on down in this area or down in here that is also mixed. It was a real subtle violet gray that I pulled off of I knew I could get that right in here. So I could lay that in behind, so that starts to come through underneath, almost like a whisper. You can also see it taking place up in these areas behind these tree branches. these negative shapes. These are, a lot of this was washed in. It's a mix and just scrubbed in with a big brush. I can't remember if I used water or alcohol. But this would hopefully give you some ideas about what you can do and what possibilities are out there, rather than doing what I and probably most every other pastel painter over the course of your painting career has done, is buy more pastels. And I probably have, I just hazard a guess, maybe 2,500 of them, sticks of pastel. And in any given painting, such as this one, you never have just the right color for a particular passage. So you can't say, darn, maybe I better talk to Terry Ludwig and see if he has that color, or talk to the people at Great American Pastel Works and see if they have it. But no, we can mix it. So I hope this is helpful to everyone. And for the oil painters out there, you see, it all works the same. All the basics of painting, all the basic principles are the same. The only thing that's different is the medium, and that's just the mechanics of a medium. And I hope this reinforces and encourages you guys out there to really stretch and really explore some new territory. So until the next time.
Hi, I'm Skip Whitcomb. I'll be conducting a mentoring course on color harmony. In over 40 years of teaching, color seems to be one of the biggest mysteries. We'll be able to spend a year together developing a reliable foundation for making harmonious color decisions. There are certain irrefutable truisms in painting. One is the fewer colors used, the stronger and more harmonious the statement. Economy of color equals clarity of intention. Respected painters, past and present, understood this concept and have employed it in one form or another. We will explore the power of a limited palette, calculating progressive sequences of 3 to 6 colors, referred to as harmonic chords, and explore how to select the best color set to serve our concept. The goal is to give each artist a reliable foundation for making color decisions, for developing personal expressions of color. Hope to see you in the course.